I had just gotten back home from, driving around, running some errands, and I was getting ready to work on the news that Sony decided to buy Insomniac. Specifically, PlayStation decided to buy Insomniac, the developers behind Spider-Man PS4. And that in itself was amazing news, which I'll get into. But then I got this baffling crap, for a lack of a better word, and an appropriate word because I'm trying to, stay safe in the YouTube algorithm and stuff. So it's not official, but Deadline is reporting that Sony might be pulling Spider-Man out of the MCU because they've already reached their 5-movie deal. But then again, there's still 2 more movies to go with John Watts to direct and with the partnership of Marvel Studios and Sony to be done. I mean, those movies, we still need to get 2 more movies out of the way. So everything right now is up in the air, but there's a rumor going on that Spidey might be getting pulled out of the MCU, and that's sad news. But it's not official. It's not official. But I was going to start this video all upset and everything and starting to rant, but I saved myself from doing that because nothing is official yet until we actually get word from the companies. So I have more on the topic from What Culture. Just when it looked like the rip-roaring success of Spider-Man Far From Home, which became the latest member of the billion-dollar movie club and continues to pull in money, with talk of an extended edition also hitting cinemas soon, I already did a video on that, go check it out, was going to mean we definitely get a 3rd Spider-Man movie in the MCU. Along comes Sony to piss on our parade, to actually put it into better words and appropriate words, that is, on the cusp of Disney's D23 event, which was widely expected to come with more good news. Spider-Man's part in the MCU is now done, at least according to Deadline. Remember, according to Deadline, the report says that Marvel Studios and President Kevin Feige won't produce any more Spider-Man films, and it's all down to money. Quell surprise. It boils down to the apparent inability by Disney and Sony Pictures to reach new terms on the rights deal that saw Spidey come to the MCU for Captain America Civil War because Sony flatly refused to co-financing rearrangement Disney were looking for. Deadline claims talks have been going on for months, with Disney asking for a 50-50 split on financing and the prospect of extending it to other films in the Spider-Man universe. Sony said no, and apparently won't be coming back to the table to compromise anymore than keeping the current terms that see Marvel receive around 5% of the first dollar gross. Disney said no to that. So here we are. There are still 2 new Spider-Man movies planned, according to Deadline source, with Tom Holland and director John Watts in position, but they would presumably now exist entirely outside of the MCU, and apparently, unless something dramatic happens, Feige won't be the head creative producer of these pictures now, which is not good news. So let me get this straight, Sony. You got Marvel Studios, where Spider-Man belongs, and you're not willing to work with Marvel Studios after everything that's happened. You've had 2 successful, way successful, even more successful than those crappy, amazing Spider-Man movies. The first one was pretty good. The second one, I don't know what happened. But those movies made bank. Spider-Man Homecoming made $880 billion worldwide. And then Spider-Man Far From Home surpassed the $1 billion mark. All because you're partnered up with Marvel Studios to make these movies. And it's because of their creative force, these movies are banking. They're making so much money. Everybody wins. The fans love you for partnering up with Disney and Marvel Studios. The fans are happy that we're getting Spidey in the MCU, interacting with other characters. And Sony, you only did this to take advantage of Marvel Studios, Disney, to have those characters in your films because you relied heavily on characters such as Iron Man in both Homecoming and Far From Home to help boost the income of your films. And you think that, oh, we got it all covered. We're good to go. We can make our own films now. It doesn't work like that, Sony. Come on. For the most part, I think you're an overall amazing company. You just made an amazing decision by purchasing Insomniac Games really recently, and that's a topic for another video coming up. But for the most part, you make great decisions with your consoles, your tech, your televisions, your cameras, which I love. And when it comes to movies, it's that's where you plummet. I mean, again, it's not true, but the prospect of this is already making me frustrated. And I don't want to believe this is true. Nothing is official yet, guys. Please, like, if you're watching this and this is already frustrating you already, please do not get upset and as emotional as probably I am. But let's just take this with a grain of salt, and let's just hope this is not the case. Because unless something incredible happens where Kevin Feige pulls through and comes up with a new offer on the table, we may be kissing Spidey goodbye. And just when we got all the characters in under the same belt, Marvel just got Fantastic Four and the X-Men back. And everybody's under the same roof, that all the characters are going to be all together in the same movies. Sony goes ahead and pulls something like this. And this is quite upsetting for everyone. You know, Sony, I think what you're doing is that you're getting way in and over your head because of the success of Spider-Man Far From Home. You're just impulsively making decisions on making movies based on a character by creating your own universe because of the success. Don't get way in and over your head, man, because like that's just not how it works. You know, you're thinking too far ahead and you're dreaming too big. You know, what happened to Silver and Black? What happened to the talks of a Kraven the Hunter movie? What happened to the talks of other Spider-Verse characters? With the exception of Venom, because we're getting Venom too. But because of the idea that Spider-Man brings in a lot of money, which it does, you're just making these decisions on impulse. I think you're making them too prematurely. So Sony, you got to calm down and take advantage of the fact that you have a very good creative force on your side making great Spider-Man films. You don't have to do anything. Everybody wins. Stop being a bunch of greedy, and please think smart. Do it for the fans. I know you guys want to make money, but this is just not the way to do it. Okay? Anyways, those are my inputs on these dreadful news. I hope it's not true. I hope this is not the case. But what's there to be said about the previous movies? Should we just completely dismiss the movies where Spider-Man made an appearance? Or what? We're just going to pretend he doesn't exist if it's the case that he is no longer going to be existing in the MCU? I don't know. I guess time will tell. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. And I want to hear your inputs about the news on the matter. What do you think about Spider-Man leaving the MCU? I'm not saying he is going to leave the MCU, but if that's the case, what are your thoughts on it and where will he go? It looks like we're probably going to have to see Uncle Ben die again. Just saying. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching once again, and I will see you all in the next comic panel.